Hi, welcome back to the channel. Monica Louv here at the Love Messages. So today we will be doing your reading from the 21st to the 28th of May. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be links in the description box for a private reading with me if you so choose. Gemini, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, so your challenge for the final week of May is the Strength. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords upright, okay? So for you, Gemini, your biggest challenge here has a lot to do with the Strength, okay? And the Strength is very much connected to just having and finding the willpower and the strength within yourself to overcome certain things in your life. Now, this could also be a situation, a person that you're dealing with. We're going to find out when we clarify in a moment. Now, in the recent past, Gemini, you have the Moon, the Fool, and you have the Five of Swords, okay? So in the recent past, I do feel that there was a brand new beginning. You started to have a new beginning here in the past. I do feel with the Moon energy here, there could have been a lot of things that were hidden from you in the past that really you didn't know about, okay? So many of you had a new beginning in the past. Even though you had a new beginning in the past here, there were still things that were not clear to you about this new beginning, okay? I do feel as you started to have this new beginning, there was a lot of competition, there was a lot of challenges with others, with certain people that you were dealing with. We're gonna find out more when we clarify. Now, in the present moment, you have the Six of Swords, you have the Devil, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So in the present moment, I do get a sense here, and I feel like this is you. Now, of course, it could be the person that you're dealing with. I feel you're moving away from something here in the present moment. You're disconnecting from it. The reason why you're disconnecting from this situation, it could be a situation, a person, a place, an environment, a job. There's something that you're detaching yourself from. I think the reason why you're detaching yourself from the situation is because it's not for you. It's very clear, maybe a relationship, somebody that you're dealing with, a friend, an environment. And it could be the fact that you're trying to make the situation work, but no matter how much you put in the effort to make it work, you don't see the results that you were looking for. This is the reason why you're possibly moving away. We're going to see more when we clarify. In the near future, you have the Hangman, you have the Death, and you have the Hierophant. So you are definitely disconnecting from something here in the near future, okay? Something that you've committed yourself to for quite some time. You are disconnecting from it. The reason why you're disconnecting from this situation in the near future is because you are starting to see things from a different perspective with the Hangman, okay? Maybe you looked at things in the past from a completely different perspective, and moving forward in the near future, you look at things from a completely different perspective. This could also indicate the fact that somebody here is failing to take action, or they're not taking action. As a result of that, either a marriage or a commitment comes to an end, okay? And we're gonna find out more when we clarify. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords, which means there's a lot of this anxiety, right? There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of sleepless nights, fears here, unresolved fears, subconscious fears that are coming to the forefront. And as I've said to many of you, okay, not only Gemini, but other signs, I've mentioned that once Saturn goes into Aries, this is going to change the whole entire landscape for all of us, because what Aries is doing right now with Neptune there, I think Venus is there now, and Saturn is going to be there in the next few days. It's really going to pinpoint the things that we need to work on individually within ourselves. So even if we're married, even if we're in a commitment, even if we are mingling with certain people, a lot of us are going to feel that energy of needing to go within. This is going to be huge for all of us, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's hop into your reading. Let's do some clarification. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's clarify the Strength, which is your challenge. Okay, so the Strength, which is a part of your challenge, okay, that is clarified by the Page of Wands. You have the Five of Cups and you have the King of Pentacles. So your biggest challenge here, Gemini, is one important thing. Okay, one important thing, and I'm so glad that I'm telling you this because I feel like you are going to be happy when I tell you this. There's something about you forgetting who you are, okay? Forgetting the strength that you have, forgetting the stability that you bring, whether that's to other people or to yourself. This is about you not allowing a situation in your life that has really delayed you, that really has made you feel less confident within yourself. There's something that has happened over the last 5 months. I'm getting 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 days. There's something that's happened in that time frame where you're looking at the situation and you're saying, how am I going to come back from this? How am I really going to pick myself up and come back from this? And the message here for you is to remember who you are. The King of Pentacles energy, doesn't matter if you're male or female, you're embodying this energy. This is your biggest challenge, to recognize that you do harness the King of Pentacles energy. But ever since this situation happened that really made you feel less confident, down on yourself, feeling like you can't come back from this situation, it's really affected your ability to really get focused on the things that are really important to you, okay? So one of the things that's gonna be a part of your challenge closer to the end of the month is really forgiving yourself, forgiving others for going through this situation, because this is a part of your life. This is something that you needed to go through in order to become more evolved, in order to become more self-aware, in order to be able to just become more wise in general. So your challenge here is to not allow a situation to make you feel less than, a situation that you went through that maybe happened outside of your control, but to work on ways to have a new beginning, okay? Because this is about having a brand new beginning. And when Saturn moves into Aries, this is going to really affect all of us. It's going to affect us on a very individual basis, which means if we haven't been putting the work in on ourselves, if we have been projecting onto others, blaming others for our faults, if we have been just not doing the work on ourselves, that's going to show up at the end of the week for all of us, okay? So it's really important that you recognize that even though this situation happened and it was a situation that really affected you on a deep level, it affected your confidence, it affected maybe your plans, it just affected a lot of things in your life, recognize that this happened to show you that it wasn't meant for you. There was a situation in your life that just simply was not meant for you. And sometimes when those things happen, we get really down on ourselves. We get hard on ourselves, right? The good news here is that the more you respect the fact that something wasn't for you and you gracefully walk away from it, which I feel a lot of you are already doing in the present moment, you are going to get back into this King of Pentacles energy, right? This energy of stability, this energy of self-reliance. And some of you are already doing that. And if you're doing that already, then great. But for those of you who've lost your sense of self and who you are, that's okay. We all go through that at some point in our lives. But don't forget that there are bigger and better things that are coming into your life. That's what the Five of Cups represents. Even though it is a sad situation, there's bigger and better things that are coming into your life. You just don't see them yet. But the more you get back into this frequency of being confident, believing in your plan. Some of you have some serious goals and new plans that you want to embark on, but you may be afraid to do it because of what happened in the past. So this is about following through with your plans. This is going to be a big, big, big part of your challenge, to follow through with everything that you believe you are meant to do. Not hesitating, not saying, oh, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know. You know, if you believe that you're meant to do something, you need to get on and do it. Okay. Don't allow a negative situation to hold you back, because this is what is diminishing the confidence within you. And this is going to be a big part of your challenge, following through with what it is that you believe you need to be doing. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Swords. A lot of you are closing yourself off from people or situations because of the experiences that you've gone through. And I feel like this is more of a collective energy, even though this is a Gemini read. But yeah, there's definitely something here about a disappointment, okay, and getting over it. So let's talk about the recent past. Let's clarify all the cards. Okay, so let's talk about the recent past, because for you in the recent past, you have the Fool, okay? And the Fool is indicating here in the recent past that there was a beautiful connection that came into your life. I feel that you met somebody that you really felt you were going to be with long term. I am also getting that this ended up being an offer of some kind. I do feel somebody here in the past, Gemini, saw you as very abundant, okay? There's something about you, very abundant, very successful, and you looked like the person that really this person saw themselves being with in the past, and that's why you went for it, right? You saw this person, you said, you know what? I see this person, I see me and this person being together. I see us being successful together. This is my person. So a lot of you move towards a new beginning, a new relationship, new dating situation here in the past, and you gave it your all is what I'm seeing. Now you have the moon here. And the moon is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Fool, and the Two of Swords. A lot of you had a very high expectation when it came to this person in the past. I do feel that you felt in the past that this person was hiding things from you. There were subtle little signs that you started to pick up on that made you feel that this person really had something to hide, that they weren't really being honest with you. This started to come up when you started to express your expectations within the relationship. So you had certain expectations within the relationship. You started to mention them to this person, and this person may have started to do subtle things that really made you question, right? You may have said, I don't know if this person's really for me anymore, because when I bring up my concerns or I bring up the things that are important to me, they ignore me, or they just don't respond, or maybe they reacted in an emotional sense here. So it really made you question. It made you start to question this new beginning that you started to have with this person. Now you also have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Star. Okay. So in the recent past, I do get a sense here that there's the Strength, which is a part of your challenge. A lot of you really fought really hard to become this energy of abundance here in the past. Now, when I talk about abundance, I'm not just talking about windfalls of money. For some of you, there was windfalls of money and success here, but it was more than that. Long-term relationships, generational wealth, really making this plan. You had a vision here in the past. I'm really strongly getting that. You had a vision for yourself and this partnership. But as you started to go forth in your ideas and the things that you wanted to create for yourself, there started to be a lot of competition here in the past, either competition in your work, in your relationship, in your family, in your home. There was something here that it no longer felt like a collaborative energy. It started to feel as if, well, I'm against you, you're against me type of energy, right? So in the recent past, there was a lot of this trying to tame your emotions, your feelings, your expectations, just because you wanted to make sure that the other person was in the state of being pleased. So again, I feel things started off very great here and things moved very quickly between you and this person. However, I do also feel that you and this person started to become disaligned here in the past. Okay. This is what I feel happened for you in the past. Now let's talk about the present moment. Top of your reading, you have the Six of Swords. Let's clarify all of the cards and let's see why that's here. Two of Pentacles in the at the bottom of the deck in the past. So you were questioning something, if it was right or wrong here in the past. Okay, bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups, and you have two energies here of disconnecting and walking away, particularly the Six of Swords in the present moment. So I feel with the Six of Swords in the present moment, there's definitely this energy of disconnecting. Okay, you're disconnecting from something here. It is someone from the past or something from the past. Now, for some of you, this is behaviors. These are attitudes and behaviors that you're disconnecting from within yourself, okay? Some of you are looking at ways or things that you can do to improve yourself spiritually, physically, emotionally, materially, right? So in the present moment, there's a couple of stories I have here. The first one is that some of you are moving away from a job that no longer serves you. You've manage to accumulate enough money to really reevaluate your situation and disconnect from it. And I think spiritually, a lot of you are feeling this intuitively, that it's time to let go. Others of you are letting go of a relationship or a person from your past. You're completely letting it go now because you know that this person isn't going to be a part of your life moving forward. And you are now reevaluating this new direction that you're moving into. Now, you also have the Devil. So in the present moment, there's something here that's unhealthy. There's that Two of Pentacles. You are still deliberating, okay? Some of you watching this, you're still in a toxic relationship. You're still in the toxic work environment. You're still in that toxic home or that apartment that you're in, or with that roommate situation. And a lot of you right now are in this place, the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. There's this very strong energy here of you cutting this person off. Like you're disconnecting from them, you're cutting them off, but you haven't made this decision yet. The reason why some of you haven't made this decision yet is because perhaps you've been relying on this person, or you have some sort of business with this person and it makes it difficult for you to disconnect from them. Okay. Now you also have the Eight of Pentacles here. This is clarified by the Four of Swords, the Death, and the Emperor. Okay. So Death card is here in the present moment. Some of you are definitely walking away from a job that doesn't serve you anymore. I don't know what job this is. Comment below, let me know. But you're disconnecting from something here because it doesn't bring you the stability that you seek anymore. A lot of you want to tap more into your spirituality. You want to be able to fulfill the desires, passions, and dreams that you have. And others of you really want to have a better career. You want to have a better career, better job, more fulfilling job. So I think that's part of your challenge, right? Your challenge here is that even though something in the present moment is not working for you, it's not bringing you the type of success that you want, it may require you to have a new beginning. And I think a lot of you are afraid, you're not afraid, but a little bit fearful of having a new beginning, because in the past, when you poured all your energy into having this new beginning, it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. It led to some sort of disappointment. But I think the message here in the present moment is not to give up or not to stop trying to have a new beginning, because what that's going to do is it's going to delay you from actually achieving the goals that you want. In life, if one thing doesn't work, we keep trying until we find that thing that works for us. So I think the message here is that if you're indecisive about whether or not you should disconnect from a situation, I think the main message here is about you feeling confident that by disconnecting and removing yourself from the situation, you will be able to embark on your true goal, the thing that you really want to do. But you're never going to know that unless you take that risk. And I think that's why a lot of you, again, there's different groups of you watching. There's those of you who have no problem moving on from this situation, right? You're saying, I have no problem moving on from this situation. I'm out. Peace. Bye. Because I know that there's something better for me. Others of you are deliberating. And you're saying, I don't know if I should go. Should I stay? Should I go? And if a situation in your life is toxic and it's making you sick and it's not making you happy and it's not giving you the confidence that you need within yourself, that may be all you need. That may be the only reason, all you need to really make this decision of disconnecting and moving on from this. Okay. So this is what I feel is happening for many of you in the present moment. There's a strong energy here of I need to leave. I need to disconnect from this. It's not functioning anymore. It's not working the way that I want it to. And I know that there's something bigger and better out there for me. Okay. Now, in the near future, it's so obvious that something comes to an end. I don't think you're questioning it anymore. I think you really come to this realization, especially at the end of May, because your birthday is coming up, right? And when your birthday comes up, a lot of you are going to feel this surge of energy. You're going to feel this positive change that's coming into your life. And many of you are going to say, I don't want to carry this trash with me in the future. I want to be able to move forward in confidence and feel that whatever I'm committing myself to, it is something that is really going to work for me in my favor. In the near future, what you don't see coming, the Justice at the bottom of the deck. So things are going to work out for you in a fair manner. Okay. Things are going to work out for you the way that they need to. Okay. In a positive light. Now you have the Hangman. The Hangman is clarified by the Hangman again. You have the Ten of Wands and the Magician. The reason why something in your life in the near future is difficult is because there needs to be a change. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just telling you what the cards are indicating here. There's something here about a change that's coming for you, the Hangman. And a lot of you right now in the near future, when a situation in your life that's been nothing but difficult finally comes to an end, you're going to be able to harness your energy back again. And you're going to, I see here in the near future, you're going to be doing a lot of contemplating. And you may feel this period of feeling stuck. You may feel this period of why can't I take action? Why can't I move? Why can't I do what I need to do? And it's because what you're being called to do here in the near future based on the energies is you're being called to reevaluate your whole entire situation, not just to act on it, right? Because what happened in the past, Gemini, is a lot of you saw something, it looked amazing, it looked great, and you just pounced on it. And when you pounced on it and time went by in the past, it didn't pan out the way that you had wanted it. And it led to disappointment. So what the cards are saying here in the near future is before you embark on a new beginning, which clearly you are, that's part of your challenge, you want to have a new beginning, make sure you look at the situation from all perspectives, 365-degree perspective. What if this happens? What if that happens? What's my plan here? What's my plan there? So before you jump into something, because you have the power in the near future, the magician, you are creating and manifesting your reality, but to ensure that things don't become difficult for you in the future, it's really important that you stop and you reflect before taking action on this new journey. Okay, that's the message here. Now, you have the death, and the death is clarified by the Five of Pentacles, the World, and the Two of Cups. The reason why you're abandoning a relationship here in the near future, okay, and it's not going to resonate with all of you. Some of you are in beautiful, amazing connections, relationships, marriages, and kudos to you. That's great. I'm so glad for you. But if you are somebody in the near future who you are in a relationship and you are choosing to abandon a relationship, you're doing it because the cycle is over. It's done. The time that you needed to spend with this person, you played it out. It's done. It's over. You're moving on from it. So in the near future, there is an ending. There is either a change in a relationship or an ending. I think for majority of you, there's an ending. For many of you, this is a marriage, a commitment, a marriage that you're ending. Nine of Swords, Chariot, and the Judgment. What you're realizing for many of you, okay, not going to resonate with all of you. Many of you are realizing that a relationship, a commitment, either something that you're committed to, like a job, a friendship, a living situation, a marriage, there's something that you're committed to in the near future that you come to this huge realization it's not for you anymore. And you're moving on from it. Okay. I can't tell you how much you're choosing to move on from a situation. The reason why you're choosing to move on from the situation is because it brings you nothing but anxiety, stress, fear. It delays your ability to move forward and create the type of reality that you want. You're completely moving on from this situation. And yes, what you don't see coming is, yes, it is going to cause you some anxiety. It will. But if you are able to take the anxiety that you have and put it into concrete solutions, this you will be able to overcome. But there's something here that you've ignored for quite some time. I think you started to see the red flags in the past and you continue to go along with it. It wasn't until it started to affect you on a personal level that you started to realize, you know what, I need to get out of this. I need to disconnect. So many of you are disconnecting from something by the end of May. So let's get some advice for you, Gemini. What is the advice? The advice is the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Your biggest piece of advice is to recognize that you can always have a new relationship or a new beginning in a relationship. I think the main message here for you, Gemini, is to recognize relationships that either are in your life or come into your life. Ask yourself, are these relationships bringing me the stability that I truly deserve, right? Before you go out of your way to invest into the relationship, invest into the home, invest into really being with this person, you need to look at the person before you do that, okay? And I'm not just talking about the physical good looks of this person. I'm talking about what are the goals of this person? What are they currently doing in their life? What type of level of confidence do they have? All of these things need to be assessed before you jump into a relationship or you get involved with anybody on a deep level. Because your biggest piece of advice here is talking about stability. This is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for somebody, okay? Or you are not necessarily looking, but maybe you are wanting to attract is a better way of saying it. You want to attract somebody who's going to bring you that stability in your life, regardless of what you go through. I don't care if the sky comes falling down tomorrow. This person needs to be there for you. And a lot of you are asking, well, how am I going to know if this is the one? How am I going to know if this person is the person that I should spend time with or be with? You're going to know based on their characteristics, their values, their goals, all of these things. You need to ask important questions. And you know what? One of the things that you have to keep in mind is that in life, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. Nothing is guaranteed. Your life isn't guaranteed. Marriage isn't guaranteed. Where you live isn't guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. We just have to live and hope for the best. But if you are looking for stability in your life, particularly in a relationship, before you decide to invest into it, make sure you do all the necessary question asking, really evaluating the situation, study this person, study this situation before you hop into a relationship. And always remember, even if you are in a relationship now and it's ending, there's always an opportunity for a new relationship, and a better one at that, okay? So Gemini, this is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.